He sees the world differently. And that is what makes him unique. He sees the world in complex, intricate lines. I could never understand, and yet somehow he connects those lines to create his own wonderful story. That is what I love most about him. Welcome to the world created by my son Stephen. For him, the Asperger syndrome, which we generally call as autism, is not a disability. It is both a difference and a superpower at the same time.
There was a dog lying on the grass in the middle of the lawn in front of Mrs. Brown's house. Its eyes were closed. It looked as if it were running on its side. The way dogs look when they think they're chasing a cat in a tree. But the dog was not running or asleep. The dog was dead. There was a garden fork sticking out of the dog. The dog's name was Caesar. It belonged to our neighbor Mrs. Brown, who lived on the opposite side of the road, 2 houses to the left.
Son? Son? Son! My name is Steven. My parents call me Stevie. I live at 36 Randolph Street. I know all the countries of the world and all the capital cities. And every prime number up to 7,507.
After 12 and a half minutes, a policeman arrived. He stood beside me. He said to me,
Son? He said,
Are you alright?
Caesar was murdered.
Okay. Who is Caesar?
The dog.
And how did he die?
I never tell lies.
My mother used to say that it's because I'm a good person. But it's not because I'm a good person. It's because I can't tell lies.
And that is how it should be.
This is a murder mystery novel. I like murder mystery novels. My teacher, Miss Emily, told me.
If you're writing a book, you should start with something that can grip the audience's attention.
So I began with a dead dog.
How did he die?
Someone put a garden fork in his stomach.
Is he your dog?
That is Mrs. Brown's dog.
So what are you doing here then?
I'm talking to you.
Before that?
I was holding Caesar.
And why were you holding Caesar?
I liked Caesar.
Did you kill Caesar?
I did not kill Caesar.
Are your parents home right now?
It's half an hour past midnight and my father would be asleep.
But he is at home, right? We can wake him up.
Yes, we can.
Where do you live?
I live at 36 Randolph Street.
And where is number 36?
Just 2 streets away over there.
Okay, come then.
2, 3, 5, 7, 11.
Stephen, calm down. He's a police officer. See, he has a uniform on.
Are you hurt?
See, he cares about you.
I don't like when people touch me.
Then tell him not to touch you. And do as he says.
I don't like when people touch me.
Okay, I'm sorry. Let's just go to your house.
Okay.
Stephen,
Hello, Dad.
about what happened today.
I'm sorry.
Stevie, you know you're not supposed to go after them without my permission, right?
I did not kill Caesar.
I know that, Stephen. I just want you to stay out of trouble, okay?
But I didn't know I was going to get into trouble. I liked Caesar and went to say hello to him. But I didn't know that someone had killed him.
I know you didn't mean to get into trouble, but just try to keep your nose out of other people's business, okay?
I'm going to try and find out who killed Caesar.
Stephen, were you not listening to what I just said to you?
Yes, I was listening to what he just said. But when someone gets murdered, you need to try and find out who killed them, so that they can be punished.
It's just a dog, Stephen. It's just a dog, right?
I think dogs are important too.
I didn't mean that.
And I think that some dogs are cleverer than human beings. Christopher, for example, you met Christopher, right?
Yes, I've met
He
him.
needs help in eating his food, and he probably couldn't even fetch a stick.
Yes, Stephen, dogs are very important. Look, it's way past your bedtime and you have school tomorrow.
Do you think the police will catch who killed Caesar?
The police will take care of it.
Are you sad about Caesar's dad?
Yes, Stephen, I'm very sad about it. Let's just go to sleep now.
Okay.
Mother died 2 years ago. I came home from school and father was still at work. So I let myself in by using the key which we keep under the flower pot in the kitchen window, opened the door, kept my bag in its place, sat down and played with my Rubik's Cube. I finished it in 36 seconds. Stevie, that is your second best score ever.
I know, but I can do better.
An hour later, father came home.
Hello, Dad.
Stephen, I'm afraid you won't be able to see your mother for a while now.
Why not?
This morning your mother's had to go to the hospital.
Can we visit her?
I don't think so, Stephen.
Why can't we?
Because she needs rest. She needs to take care of herself.
Is it a psychiatric hospital?
No, Stephen, it's an ordinary hospital, okay? The doctor said she had a problem with her heart.
I'll make her a get well soon card. Will you take my get well soon card when you go visit her tomorrow?
Yes, Stephen, I'll take your get well soon card.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning, Miss Emily.
How are you today, Steven?
I'm fine, thank you.
That's good.
In the bus on the way to school today, I passed 5 red cars in a row.
5 red cards.
So today is a good day.
And how is that?
If I pass 5 red cars in a row, it means it's a good day. If I pass 6 red cars in a row, it means it's a super good day. But if I pass 4 yellow cars in a row, it means it's a black day, but I don't speak to anyone and take no risks.
That isn't very logical for you now, is it?
When people come out of their houses in the morning and see that it's a sunny day, they feel happy. But if it's raining, they feel sad. Now by that logic, it's not very logical, is it?
I guess everyone is allowed to have a little something of their own.
Okay, I'm going to try and find out who killed Caesar, because a good day is a day for planning things and making projects.
Caesar? Who is Caesar?
Caesar is a dog who used to belong to a neighbor, Mrs. Brown, but someone killed him with a garden fork. I found him and the policeman thought that I had killed him, but I hadn't. When he touched me, I screamed and then he screamed and then he took me home. I'm going to try and find out who killed Caesar, even though father has asked me not to.
Did he?
Yes, he did, but I don't always do what I'm told.
And why is that, Stephen Boone?
It's because when people tell you something, it's either stupid or doesn't make any sense. Like when they ask you to be quiet, but don't tell you how long to be quiet for.
Oh, Stevie, it's not.
Even you said that, when people raise their eyebrows, it can have lots and lots of meanings. Like, I wanted to sex with you.
I never said that.
Yes, you did.
I never used those words, Stephen.
You used those words in the first break on 24th September last year.
Well, it can also mean that I think what you just said is really stupid. Well, we are meant to be writing stories today. So why don't you write about what happened to Caesar?
Can I?
Of course. The next evening, I went down to the street, where I knocked on Mrs. Brown's door and waited for her to answer it.
Stephen, what are you doing here?
I just came here to tell you that I did not kill Caesar and that I'm trying to find out who killed him.
Stephen, I really don't think I want to see you right now.
Do you know who killed Caesar?
No! And if you don't go away right now, I'll call the police again.
Okay. Why would you kill a dog?
I wouldn't.
I think you would only kill a dog if A, you hated the dog, or B, you were a lunatic. Now, I don't know anyone who hated Caesar. So if it was A, it was probably a stranger. And we don't have any lunatics around here. So if it was B, it was also a stranger.
And you have to stay away from them.
Okay. But in most murder mysteries, the murder is committed by someone known to the victim. Just like in the Hounds of Baskervilles, Charles Baskervilles was murdered by his neighbor, Mr. Stapleton. Mrs. Stapleton tried to stop Sherlock from going to Devon to cover up for her husband's crimes.
Maybe that is why Mrs. Brown is trying to stop you from investigating further. Maybe she is trying to cover up for her husband's crimes.
You're absolutely right. This makes Mr. Brown my prime suspect. I need to find more about him from the neighborhood.
You have to be careful, Stephen.
Okay. Is anyone home? Does anyone live here?
Yes, I'm coming. Yes,
Do you know anything about Caesar getting killed?
I heard about it yesterday. It was dreadful.
But do you know who killed him?
No, I don't.
Well, someone must know about it. Because the person who killed Caesar must know that they killed him. Unless they were loony, or they did not know what they were doing. Maybe they had amnesia.
Well, I suppose you're probably right.
Thank you for helping me with my investigation.
You're Stephen, aren't you?
Yes, my parents call me Stevie. I live in number 36.
We haven't talked before, have we?
I don't talk to strangers, but I do detective work.
I see you every day, going to school on your school bus. It's very nice of you to come and say hello, even if it's because you're doing your detective work.
Thank you.
Do you have a dog?
No, I don't.
You would probably like a dog.
I have a rat.
A rat?
Yes, he's called Toby. You know, most people think that rats are dirty, but Toby is very clean, and he does not have bubonic plague.
Okay. Stephen, would you like to come in for tea?
I don't go into other people's houses.
Well, if you come inside, maybe I can help you with your detective work.
Do you have biscuits?
Yes, I do.
I'll come inside.
What kind of biscuits would you like to have?
What kind of biscuits do you have?
I'll get a selection for you. Have a seat, Stephen.
Thank you.
Here. Do you like it? Stephen, do you like it?
My teacher, Miss Emily, told me not to talk while eating. And yes, I do like her.
Okay. Tell me more about yourself, Stephen.
I don't do chatting.
You know, even I don't do chatting. But do you like computers?
Yes, I do. I have a computer in my room.
I know. I can see you sitting at your computer in your bedroom sometimes when I look across the street. What else do you like?
I like doing math and taking care of my pet rat Toby. And I also like outer space and being on my own.
I bet you're very good at math, aren't you?
Yes, I am. I'm going to take an A-level examination next month, and I know all the prime numbers up to 7,507.
A-level maths? Really?
I don't tell lies.
Okay.
Do you know anything about Mrs. Brown?
Yes, she lives at number 34.
And what about Mr. Brown?
Not really. I don't know about him.
Father said he was an evil man. Do you know why he said that?
Well, Stephen, you shouldn't be talking about such things.
Why not?
Because maybe your father is right and you shouldn't go around asking questions about this.
Why shouldn't I?
Stephen, would you like to have more biscuits?
Did Mr. Brown kill mother?
What?
Did Mr. Brown kill mother?
No, of course he didn't kill her.
Or did he give her stress that she had a heart attack?
I honestly don't know what you're talking about, Stephen.
Or did he hurt her that she had to go to the hospital?
Did she have to go to the hospital?
Yes, it wasn't serious at first. But then she went to the hospital and had a heart attack. She died.
Oh my God, Stephen. I'm so sorry.
Why did you say that? Maybe your father is right and you shouldn't go around asking such questions?
Stephen, I'm going to tell you something. And you must promise not to tell your father that I told you this.
But why can't I tell my father about this?
Stephen, please, just trust me.
Okay.
Your mother, before she died, was very good friends with Mr. Brown.
I know.
No, Stephen, I'm not sure that you do. I mean that they were very good friends. Very, very good friends?
Do you mean that Mother and Mr. Brown were doing sex?
Yes, Stephen, that is what I mean.
Is that the reason why Mr. Brown left Mrs. Brown? Because he was doing sex with Mother while he was still married to Mrs. Brown?
Yes, I expect so.
I think I should leave.
Are you okay, Stephen?
Yes, I am, but I can't be alone with you because you're a stranger.
I'm not really a stranger, Stephen. I'm a friend.
No, you're not.
Where have you been, Stephen?
Hello, Dad.
You know, Mrs. Brown's just called me. What were you doing at her garden?
I went to tell her that I did not kill Caesar and that I'm trying to find out who killed him.
Stephen, did we not talk about this? Did I not ask you to stop poking your nose into other people's business?
I think Mr. Brown killed Caesar.
Stephen, you will not even mention that man's name in my house again.
Why not?
Because that man is evil.
That might be the reason why he killed Caesar, right?
Jesus, Stephen, I will say this for the last and final time, and I will not say it again, okay? Look at me when I'm talking to you. You will not go around asking Mrs. Brown about who killed that dog. You will not go around asking anyone about who killed that dog. You will stop this ridiculous bloody detective game right now. And I mean right now, Stephen. Promise me, Stephen. Promise me that you won't do this again.
I promise.
Did it make you sad to find this out?
Find what out?
Did it make you sad to find out that your mother and Mr. Brown were having an affair?
No, it did not.
Are you telling the truth, Stephen?
I always tell the truth. It did not make me sad to find out that Mother and Mr. Brown were having an affair because Mother is dead, and being sad about something that isn't real or doesn't exist, it's stupid.
Do you remember much about your mother? What was she like?
I remember the 20th of July 2008. I was 9 years old and we had gone to the beach for a vacation. My mother was smoking cigarettes called Consolates and they were mint flavored. She wasn't swimming. She was sunbathing and reading a book called Masqueraders. And then she stepped into the water and said,
Stevie, why don't you come inside for a swim?
I don't like to swim because I don't like taking off my clothes.
Stevie, just roll up your trousers and step a little inside the water.
When I did it, she said,
Stevie, look. It's lovely.
and then she walked backwards and disappeared under the water. I saw a shark get eaten up and I screamed. And then she came out of the water and stood beside me.
Stevie, listen to me. Stevie, listen to me. Stop screaming. Stop screaming. Touch my hand. There aren't any sharks in the water.
When I was at Mrs. Sheila's home, she said to me, I'm going to say something to you and you must promise not to tell your father that I told you this. Your mother, before she died, was very good friends with Mr. Brown. Stephen,
Hello, Dad.
what is this?
It's a book that I'm writing.
So it's true, isn't it? You spoke to Mrs. Sheila.
Yes, I did.
Jesus, Stephen, how stupid are you? What did I ask you to do?
Not to poke my nose into other people's business and not to go
You know
around-
what? Don't give me that, Stephen, okay? I think I made myself very clear the last time. What else did I say, Stephen?
I don't know.
Oh, that is just very easy for you to say, isn't it? That you don't know. I asked you not to go around sticking your nose into other people's business, and what do? You go to Mrs. Brown's place and do whatever your little detective game was, and trust me, Stephen, I was really mad at you, okay? But I was still patient. And you promised me that you would not do this again. But it's just like you never listened to me, huh? And if going to Eileen's place wasn't enough, now I start digging up the past and just sharing it with any random person that you just come across.
But I didn't investigate with Mrs. Sheila.
Why can't you bring this to your head, Stephen? Why do you have to disappoint me in front of everyone?
You can have my book back.
I asked you to do one thing for me and you've let me down again and again.
Stephen, you know, if I hadn't married your father, I think I'd be living on a little farmhouse. You know, painting and decorating for people. Probably even building fences. And I'd have a little veranda with figs growing all over the place. And a sunflower field at the back of the garden. In the evening, I'd sit to drink wine and just look into the distance. And watch the sun go down.
Stevie, I'm really sorry that I hit you, okay? I didn't mean to. I love you, Steven. Where is my book?
I think I would probably make a very good astronaut.
Yes, Stevie, you probably would.
To be a good astronaut, you have to be intelligent. And I am intelligent. You also have to be someone who is good at understanding how machines work. And you are very good at understanding how machines work.
You also have to be someone who can live in a tiny spacecraft thousands and thousands of miles away from the surface of the earth and not panic or get claustrophobia or homesick or insane. And I really like little spaces as long as there's no one else in them with me.
Yeah, I've noticed.
And I could look out the tiny window of the spacecraft and know that there is no one near me for thousands and thousands of miles.
I think that would be wonderful, Stephen.
And know that there was no one else near me for thousands and thousands of miles. Which is sometimes what I pretend in the summer at the night. When I lie down on the lawn, put my hands on the side of my face to block out the chimney, the cloth line, the fences, and pretend I am in space.
Come on, Stephen.
And all I could see would be stars. Stars with the molecules which make us were made billions and billions of years ago. For example, iron, which stops us from being anemic, was made on a star.
And I wish I could take Toby with me. Because sometimes you don't allow animals into space for scientific experiments. If I can think of an experiment which I can do on a rat without hurting it, I would love to do it on Toby. And even if they do not allow Toby with me, I will still go. Because it will be a dream come true.
The next day, when I came home from school, father was still at work. I wondered if father had put my book in his van and driven to the tip to put it in one of those big bins.
But I didn't want that to be true because then I would never see my book again.
However, one other possibility was that father had hidden my book somewhere in the house. So I decided to do some detecting and see if I can find it. I started with the kitchen. My book was approximately 10 into 3 inches, which meant it couldn't be hidden in very small places. So in the kitchen, I first went to the shelf. But inside were only the week's groceries and not my book. I then checked inside the dustbin. It had yesterday night's steamed fish which was rotting. I had to pick it up to look to the bottom of the bin, which made my hands dirty. So to wash them, I went to the sink. There wasn't any soap, so I had to use the detergent instead. After washing my hands, I wiped them on my pants. Stephen, that is a bad thing to do.
I'm sorry.
I reasoned father wouldn't hide something of mine in my own room unless he was being very clever and doing what is called the
Double bluff.
like in a real murder mystery novel. So I decided to look in my own room only if I couldn't find my book anywhere else. So next, I went to my father's room. I went to his room and I opened the bedroom door. I let myself in. I then went to his cupboard and opened it. Inside were 5 shoes, a comb with a lot of hair in it, a magazine called Men Only.
Why is it called Men Only?
It's not a book, is it? Move along. And a pair of underpants with a little bit of V left in them. I then checked on the drawers on the either side of the cupboard, but these only had aspirin, nail clippers, batteries, tissue paper, a spare false tooth, a bank card, and a tampon.
What is this?
I then saw that on the top shelf there was a cardboard box. It was an old cardboard box. I sat down and opened it. My book was inside it. Suddenly I heard father pulling his van outside the door. And I knew I had to think fast and be clever. I heard father shutting the door of his van, and that is when I saw an envelope. It was an envelope addressed to me. It had never been opened. It said,
Stephen Boone, 36 Randolph Street, Asper.
Suddenly I heard,
Stephen, I'm home.
Okay, Dad.
What would you like to have for dinner?
A sandwich.
Okay.
I knew father would be up here any moment. So not to leave any clues behind, I picked up the box and went to my room. I sat down and opened the box. I counted out the letters. There were 47 of them. And they were all addressed to me in the same handwriting. So I took one and opened it.
451 C Chapter Road, Claustra. AST 5NG. Dear Stephen, I said that I'd explain to you why I went away. But I had the time to do it properly. Now I have lots of time. So I'm sitting here on this sofa with this letter and the radio on. And I'm going to try and explain. Stephen, I wasn't a very good mother. Maybe if things had been different, maybe if you had been different, I would have been better at it, but that is just the way things turned out. I don't know if you remember this or not, but I do. We went shopping in town together and the place was really crowded. And I think we had to buy a Christmas present for your grandma. Even you got so frightened and you just crouched down on the floor and you shut your ears and you were in the way of everyone. So I got really cross because even I don't like shopping at Christmas and I tried to pick you up and move you. I told you to behave yourself, but you just wouldn't stop screaming, and then you knocked those mixers off the shelf and there was a huge crash and everyone turned around to see what was going on. There were bits of broken balls and bits of broken strings on the floor. I saw that you had wet yourself, which made me even more angry. Then I touched you and then you started banging your hands and feet against the floor. And I didn't know what to do. When I remember that night, I cried, and your father was really nice about it at first. He put you to bed, he made you suffer, and then he said that these things would happen. And that it would be okay, but I said that I couldn't do this anymore, and then he said that I was being stupid, that I should put myself together, and then I hit him. It was wrong, but I was really upset, Stephen. Your father is a really patient person, Stephen. But I am not. I get cross even when I don't mean to, and by the end of it, we stopped talking to each other. We stopped making conversations because ultimately everything would just turn into an argument, and Before leaving, I even called your father. Said that I couldn't talk to you and I didn't know what to do. Felt really lonely. I used to have dreams. Things would get better. You would get better. I used to have dreams that you were an astronaut. You were on television and I thought, that's my son. I wonder what it is you want to be now. Has it changed? Are you still doing math? I hope you are. Lots of love, Mother.
Stephen? Stephen? Stephen, I think this is the time for me to tell you the truth about some things. Because I think if I lie now, then later on it will probably hurt even more. So all I can do is just ask for forgiveness for what I'm about to say to you. I killed Caesar, Stephen. Just let me explain. This was 2 years back when your mother left me, and it was one of the lowest phases of my life, Stephen, because I was sad, I was depressed all the time, and that was when Eileen and I mean Mrs. Brown and I, we started talking. She was very good to me, Stephen, you know. She was there with me for a very difficult time, and I'm not sure if I would have even made it without her, you know, because I was devastated after your mother had left me, and I just thought to myself that we had a good thing going on. I thought we were friends. And I guess I thought wrong. And I think she cared more for that stupid Caesar that she did for us. Maybe that's not so stupid looking back, you know, maybe it's just easier to live on your own, just looking after some stupid dog than to share it with other human beings. And I think that is the reason why after a certain point we just started drifting apart. Because even after all that I did for her, she cared about that stupid dog. And then we started having all these all these arguments and all these fights, and this particular fight that I remember, Stephen, where she chucked me out of the house. And I couldn't believe it, why she would do this to me. But she did. And it was over. I remember when I was out in the garden, when I had just been thrown out of her house. There was that bugger just waiting for me. And I know, Stephen, if I would have just kicked it probably would have backed off, but I was frustrated that day, and I couldn't bear the thought of that dog. And so I took the gun and for bitches kept right there, and I killed it. Stephen, I'm gonna have to touch you, okay? I have to touch you. Stephen, calm yourself. Stephen, calm down. Stephen, don't do this. Stephen, don't hurt yourself, okay? Don't hurt yourself. Stephen, where's your... Stephen, don't do this, okay? Stephen, count the prime numbers. Just count the prime numbers, huh? Count the prime numbers. You like prime numbers, right? 2, 3, 5, 7, 11, 13, 17, 19, 23, 29, 31, 37. Two, 3, 5, 7, 11, 13, 17, 19, 23, 29, 31, 37, 41, 43.
Father had murdered Caesar, which meant he could murder me. So I made a decision. I did this by thinking of all the things I could do and which was the most right decision of them all.
Stephen, don't go.
I decided I could not stay at home
Stephen,
anymore.
please just wait. I can't stay here. You killed Caesar, which means that you can kill me too.
I could try and...
No, you're a teacher, and you won't be able to take care of me after school.
But what about your A-level, Stephen?
I think I am a friend.
No, you're not. You're a stranger. I can't sleep with you overnight or use your toilets because you've used them and you're a stranger.
I'm not really a stranger, Stephen.
Yes, you are, and you're not family either.
C Chapter Road, Claustra. ASD 5NG. 451C Chapter Road, Claustra. ASD 5NG.
451C Chapter Road, Claustra. ASD 5NG.
You are under CCTV surveillance. 990-6610-255. Seven AM to 7 PM.
You also leave from?
Is that
From there.
Smith.
When does the train leave from?
Good.
When does it leave?
Extra kids, they're children. Please take it. Their belongings. Beware of pickpockets. 964
Are you alright, son? 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 Are you alright?
No, I'm not.
Okay, it's fine. Just calm down. And tell me, what is the problem? Son? Come on, son, answer my questions. You like my cap now?
Yes, I do.
Come on then, answer my questions. What's your name?
My name is Steven. My parents call me Stevie.
Okay, Stevie. And where do you live?
I live at 451 C Chapter Road, Claustra, ASD 5NG.
So what are you doing here?
I'm just sitting down and being quiet and thinking.
Okay, let me rephrase. What are you doing here at the railway station?
I'm going to live with my mother.
Your mother?
Yes, mother.
And where does your mother live?
In Claustra.
Okay, in Gloucester, but where exactly in Gloucester is that?
451 C Chapter Road, Claustra, ASD 5NG.
What is this?
That's my pet rat, Toby.
A pet rat?
Yes, he's called Toby. You know, most people think that rats are dirty, but Toby is very clean. And he does not have bubonic plague.
Wow, that's very reassuring. Just keep it aside, will you? Do you have a ticket?
No, I don't.
So you must be having some money to get a ticket.
I don't know what to tell him because I have my father's bank card in my pocket and it's illegal to steal. But since he's a policeman, I think I should tell him the truth. I have a bank card.
A card?
Yes, a card.
Can I have a look at it?
What I just told him is a white lie. A white lie is when you only tell a part of the complete truth.
Give it to me.
My teacher Miss Emily told me not to give it to strangers.
Is that your card?
It's my father's.
Your father's?
Yes, father's.
All right.
I also know the pin. It's 355.
Now you shouldn't say that out loud.
It's 355.
Wait! You get it. Now come on, you should be sitting down here. We'll get your ticket from the ticket office.
Okay.
Come on, stand up.
Do not touch me.
Son, will you please just keep moving? Right, so this is the line for the ticket office. You go to that counter right there and you say that you want a ticket to
Claustra.
Gloucester. Good.
I want to go to Claustra.
Single or return?
What does single return mean?
It means do you want to go one way or do you want to come back?
I want to stay there when I get there.
Okay, that would be 16 bucks then.
Will you please hurry up?
Okay, I have a bank card.
No problem, just swipe your card over here. The other way round, dummy.
Okay.
Enter the pin.
3558.
Okay, here's the ticket. Platform 5 in 5 minutes.
Which platform 5?
You go down the underpass and up the stairs. You will see the sign.
Thank you. You go down the underpass and up the stairs. What is an underpass?
An underpass means a tunnel, Stephen. So now in your head, imagine a big red line which is starting from the bottom of your feet and extending till the end of the tunnel. And just count the rhythm in your head, Stephen. Like when you're doing music or when you're drumming. Left, right, left, right, left, right.
left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right.
You don't have to do this, Stephen.
What?
You don't have to do this.
Yes, I do.
Stephen, just come back home, okay?
You killed Caesar, which means that you can kill me too.
I'm sorry, just let me explain.
No.
Stand behind the yellow line.
I know.
Even though brains will be very noisy, okay?
I know.
It will really scare you.
Okay.
Just don't let it. Just watch how the other people do it. Watch how the people get on and off the train. Stevie, get the rhythm right. Train coming, the train stop, the doors open, train going, in silence. Train coming,
Train stop, doors open, train going, silence. It's easy. Train coming, train stop, doors open, train going, silence. Train coming, train stop, doors open, train going, silence. Train coming, train stop, doors open, train going, silence. Train coming, train stop, doors open, train going, silence. Train coming, train stop. Is this a train to Kirdaar?
Yes, it is. Steven. And I see you're still wearing mine. Yeah. So, what's up?
I don't do chatting.
Hey, but you were chatting with me a while ago at the platform, no?
I wasn't chatting with you. You were interrogating me and I was answering your questions.
But you're going to Claustra, isn't it?
Yes, I'm going to Kirdaar to live with my mother.
Me too, I'm also going to Claustra. Not to live with a mother though. Then what were you doing in Asper?
My father lives here.
Your father? So, your father lives in Asper and your mother lives in Claustra. Is that right?
Yes,
Parents divorced, huh?
yes they are. Because mother was doing sex with Mr. Brown.
That's alright, Stephen. You probably want to keep it down, huh?
You know the way to 451C Chapter Road, Kirdaar, ASD 5NG?
Chapter Road. I think I can help you with that.
Thank you, officer.
That's no problem.
2, 3, 5, 7, 11, 13, 17, 19, 23, 29. I see everything. Most of the people are lazy. They never look at everything. They do what is known as glancing, which is another word for bumping off at something and carrying on in almost the same direction. And the information in their head is pretty simple. For example, if they're on a train, looking out of the window, it might be, I see a field full of grass. There are 3 different colors of grasses.
I see a village in the distance.
The village has 31 houses, a church, a square and a spire.
I see some cows in the field.
There are exactly 19 cows in the field, out of which 15 are black and white and 4 are black and brown.
There are some flowers in the garden.
There are 4 different types of flowers: lilies, daffodils, tulips and roses.
I can see some stars in the night sky.
They are not just some stars in the night sky. The night sky has billions and billions of stars which form various constellations and combinations. These stars, they form different patterns. For example, they can form Cassiopeia. These stars, they can also form Libra. And these stars can also form Cancer. These stars can form anything. 2, 3, 5, 7, 11, 13, 17.
Stephen? Stephen, we've reached Claustra. Come on.
Can I take you to 451C Chapter Road, Kirdaar, ASD 5NG?
Now see, Stephen, I won't be able to take you to Chapter Road, but I'll help you out. I have a map, and it's really simple. See, this is the platform right here, and you see that exit right over there.
Yes, I do.
So you take that exit, and you'll see a crossroad.
I do see a crossroad. There are lots of people over here.
Of course there are, Stephen. Now do you see 154th Street on your right?
Yes, I do.
So you take that turn.
Now you take another right to reach 10th Avenue. And walk down this road for another 400 meters, Stephen. 400 meters?
Yeah.
300 meters? 200 meters? 100 meters?
Was that really necessary, Stephen?
Yes.
Okay, now this is the tricky part. Listen carefully. You take a left turn and you exit the main street. Can you repeat that after me?
I take a left turn and exit the main street.
Good.
Take a left turn and exit the main street. I exited the street.
Good. This is Sharp Road, Stephen. Now count the houses and you'll be able to find your mother's house. And of course, in case you can't, you can have my number and just give me a call. Alright?
Thank you, officer.
You're good, Stephen.
453, not my mother's house. 458, 457, 456, 451. 451, Chapter Road, Claustra, AST 5NG.
Stephen?
You weren't home, so I waited for you. So,
Stephen, what?
do not touch me. 2, 3, 5, 7, 11, 13, 17, 19, 23, 29.
Sorry, Stephen. I forgot.
I'm gonna talk to him, okay, regardless of whether you like it or not.
You have no right to be here.
No right? He's my son, in case you've forgotten.
What in God's name did you think you were playing at saying those things?
What
to?
was I playing at, Joanna? You were the one that bloody left.
You decided to wipe me out of his life altogether.
Well, isn't that what you just wanted? I mean, if that wasn't the case, then you wouldn't have run away with Roger, right?
I used to think that my mother and my father might get divorced. That is because they used to have lots of arguments and sometimes they hated each other. This was because they were looking after someone that had behavioral problems like I have. I used to have lots of behavioral problems, but I don't have them now because I'm grown up. I can do things on my own and take decisions for myself. For example, I solved the mystery of who killed Caesar and went to Claustra on my own. But sometimes when I used to have those behavioral problems, my mother would say, "Oh God, Stephen, I'm seriously considering knocking the daylights out of you. Oh God, Stephen, I'm seriously considering putting you into a home." Or my mother would say, "Oh God, Stephen, you're going to drive me into an early grave."
I wrote to him every week. Every week, and what did you do? You didn't even let him write back to me.
You wrote to him. Do you know what Stephen's been through these past 2 years? You know what I have been through? I worried myself sick every time Stevie wandered off somewhere in the night. I was the one who took him to the doctor every time he fell ill. I cooked his meals, I cleaned his clothes, and what did you do? Write him some fucking
You
letters.
told him that I was dead.
Well, I had to tell him something. Or you think I could have told him that his mother abandoned him?
Don't you dare! You killed that bloody dog. What were you thinking?
I wasn't thinking anything, okay? I don't know, I was frustrated. And there is not a day that goes by when I don't regret
Anyone
my decision.
understand, Stephen?
No,
Trust
China,
me.
you don't understand. You don't understand, and it's been a month, and I haven't talked to Stephen.
Why would you do such a thing?
You think I wanted
Stephen
to?
traveled here from Asperg all alone, and I don't know how you could be so fucking careless. I had to look after him for a month. For a month, and you know I can't
This is
handle
what
it.
you've always done, Joanna. You've always just cared about yourself.
Shut up!
Let me talk to Stephen.
No. Mother, I don't want to talk to father.
Stephen, just calm down.
He killed Caesar, which means that he can kill me
Stephen,
too.
just calm down. Just listen to what he has to say.
Stephen, I'll do you a deal, okay? Just 5 minutes. I'll stop talking after 5 minutes. Things can't go on like this, Stephen. Look, I don't know about you,
But for me, it hurts too much not to see your face every day. You'll have to learn to trust me, Stephen. And you know what? I don't care how long it takes. If it takes a minute a day, if it takes weeks or months, or it takes years. I don't care because this is important. It is more important than anything else. Let's do this, Stephen. Let's call it a project. A project that we have to do together. In this project, you have to spend more time with me. And I have to show you that you can trust me. So from every day, you will decide how much time you want to spend with me, okay? And I won't disturb you or enter your room without knocking. And on Mondays, I'll even come home early, okay? And we'll go to wherever you like. Do you remember, Stephen, when we were at the park and you climbed on that swing like you were on a spaceship? And you were so happy, Stephen. You were so happy. And you know what? I even talked to Mrs. Emily about your A-level examination. She said, you can still take it if you come back to Asper.
I'll go to Asper with my mother. Mom, when can we go to Asper to take the A-level examination?
No, Stephen, I don't think your mother can come to Asper with us. But we will go. And you know what? We'll go on a train. You like trains, don't you? And I was thinking, we'll even get a telescope. And in the evening, we just go up to the rooftop with our blankets on, just look at the sky, the stars, the constellations, the Milky Way. We can do all these things, Stephen. I want to do all these things with you.